Welcome to the supplemental video for the Camaro ZL1 1LE. This is supplemental to the review video, which was 44 minutes long, and in YouTube length, that's the equivalent of War and Peace. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. Now, believe it or not, I did cut a lot of footage out of it, either inappropriate stuff, too long of a technical explanation, or things that didn't make any sense, and of course, Turbowski's drive in the car for the first time. So that's what you're going to get packaged in here. This video took me forever to make and edit as a one-person film crew and editing person, and when your phone rings and interrupts everything, ignore. Anyway, check out the video, and at the end you're going to see Tri Industries, the company that supplied me with the car. If you want to donate to win this, please do. Thanks again for watching.
You should have a grill outside making some slow cooking some ribs.
We don't do ribs in here. This is a vegetarian shop this week. Every week we change. Just because every car owner has a different dietary plan. What do you think the Camaro owners eat?
Fried chicken.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're probably right.
Some KFC.
This is a pie.
Some churches.
Churches. Okay. Well, you're back. Mm-hmm. You've been on a hiatus.
Yeah, you finally got a real car. Chevy Cobalt SS, baby.
When you look at this chassis, and I'm going to make a direct comparison to the Mustang. When we look at the Mustang, you don't have this. You don't have aluminum. You don't have any concept of weight reduction. It looks extremely budget compared to this car. And I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to the Mustang when we look at the Camaro, because that's what people do. They want to know what the better car is, what the better driving car is, so we'll get into that.
Goddamn, can you get fucking wireless shit?
You do have wireless stuff.
No, I don't. I need a box I can just plug in right there.
Don't.
Let me be hip and put my phone in my back pocket.
You should.
There.
You need an iPhone if you want to be taken seriously. Let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this car. There is a lot to cover. I thought there was a lot to cover with the Type R Civic, which...
There's not a lot to cover. All you do is take a Z71 lifted and drive it over it, and done.
Why didn't you show up for that one?
I was busy house hunting, bro.
I thought you would have been all over the Type R.
No interest.
It's front-wheel drive.
Even worse.
Okay, this is rear-wheel drive.
This is a proper car. This is what everyone should drive daily.
You would have a lot more dead people if people drove this daily.
Mm-hmm. Have you used Audrey on your Mega Boom yet, or whatever the fuck her name is?
Alexa? Audrey? Is that the new one?
I don't know what her fucking name is.
Basically, I'm going to explain this as simple as possible. First and foremost, most dampers or shocks use shims to allow oil flow, and they can stack shims at various different sizes, heights, to get that oil to flow. And all dampers are as a glorified valve. It's a valve to move oil. There's a piston that moves through the shock, moves oil up and around for compression and rebound. It's much like a faucet. You take the spigot on the wall, you turn it, it just gushes out like a waterfall. There's no control of the water flow. And you go to a more fancy faucet, in the bathroom, for example, right after you're done on the toilet, you have a hot-ass Duke, you go to wash your hands and you want precision. You don't want it spraying all over you. So that faucet, it allows the water to flow really smooth, not gushing out everywhere. It's all valving. The same thing can be said for shocks and dampers. The way that it moves oil is everything on how it controls the ride, the handling, high speed, low speed. There is such a science to setting up dampers. But I'm going to save some of this for the final thoughts, because there's a lot to talk about with who this is for, is it worth it, and namely, is it worth it compared to some of the competitors, namely at a price point this high. It's a lot for your money, but it is expensive.
Yeah, but what are its competitors, and how track-worthy are those cars too?
Really, right now, the only thing in the American car world is you have a Hellcat and you have the Shelby GT350.
What are you going to do with the Hellcat when you go around the first corner?
You're gonna...
Okay, scrap that car. Okay. Next.
The GT350.
Right. I'm not a Ford guy, but I think, this looks amazing, but if I was going to go beat the hell out of it on the track all day, I would hate to say it, but I would go with the Ford.
What, because of the naturally aspirated
Mm-hmm.
motor? That's kind of how I feel about it.
I hate to say it, but I
And
mean,
you're-
this car is amazing.
And you're a Chevy man.
I had a Camaro. Same color. I could see they copied it too.
Well, they probably were inspired by you.
Yeah.
They probably saw you. Did you have a mullet or a skullet back then?
They saw my pictures on MySpace. The only thing it's missing is some T-tops.
Yeah, true. Maybe they'll make a limited edition, Turbowski edition.
Bring the T-tops back and call it the Stealth.
The next thing to talk about, Scott, and you start to bring it up, adjustability. We have camber adjustment, toe adjustment. There's not really any.
It's very rare to find toe adjustment on the front of a car these days.
This nonsense has got to go.
Well, it's because it's got the HUD in there. It's
No,
got
I know,
bigger.
but really, you have enough obstructed view, and then they're gonna make it even worse.
Well, I know. Yeah,
They might as well put a fucking screen up there.
I like how the screen's low, at least. That would be the ultimate to have a screen stuck up on top of the dash.
Got a track car with infotainment, bro. What a waste.
Sounds legit. There you go.
I was wondering, I'm like, man, that's it?
Yeah, because you're going to go fucking sideways.
I want to go sideways.
I know you do.
I only drive sideways. Let's wait for a nice gap.
Doesn't matter what kind of gap you have, in about 3 seconds, you're going to be caught up to any traffic.
Oh, jeez. Ready?
Yep.
Holy shit. Wow. It's like first gear, every gear. You know what I mean? It's got that same kind of pull.
Yep.
Oh, baby. Oh, come on, people,
30.
go. Ooh, Sebring with the top down.
Oh, man. The top probably won't go back up. That's why it's down.
Probably right. No, instead of these stupid nonsense gauges, why don't they should put real ones right there? No, what the hell do you need that for?
Well, you can record your fucking driving.
You can just hire you to come out and do it.
Yeah, right.
I would rather have a cooler than a fucking heated steering wheel.
Woo!
I mean, when you're out in the track and you're Nomex and you're not fireproof everything car,
Yep.
oh wow.
I know. It's good, right?
Wow, you're gonna have to be my co-pilot for this turn. There's no way I can see over there.
There's nothing here.
I'm just afraid to gun her. Jesus. Who needs trash control when you got your right foot to do it for you? Wow. Oh yeah, you need to see when you're driving this thing flat onto the track, you're gonna need that for all the sweat in your ass.
I know.
From all the bacon strips you left.
I should have turned on the seat cooler when I was driving earlier because I was dying.
My nose was up. Every time I drive cars with you, fast cars, my nose itches.
That's because you're fucking getting nervous.
Probably allergic to them. Need 4 cylinders.
4 cylinders are more useful than this.
No way.
Dude, this
This is finally a proper car. You can get the Mustang for the winter, and you can have this for your summer car.
Do you like this better than the GT350?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, the supercharger I don't particularly would choose. I would rather not have it, but I mean, you feel how much it pulls in every freaking gear.
Oh, yeah. And there's a wow factor to it. This was probably the,
This car sounds way better than the Mustang.
Really?
You don't
Do you like the exhaust better? I don't
Oh,
know. I like
that
how
thing sounds
raspy
like-
the 350 sounds. And I like the way that it revs out.
Well, yeah.
I feel like the power band's more usable in that car. You can put the power down. This car you can't unless you're in optimal conditions.
This guy's got a bad. He's gonna steal this motherfucker.
It's a log.
Pretty good. Yeah, we need to harness.
Yep. That's all you need.
I mean, seriously, would you feel comfortable driving this thing balls out without that kind of protection?
No, this thing's too much car to not have safety stuff in it.
I agree.
This is like that fine line between like a race car levels of speed.
A race car. This is. I mean, look at some of them. Even the GT4's only got 450 horsepower of this car.
Yeah.
And that car's what, 300 grand almost?
Yeah.
Well, not knowing what the rear end gear is, I'm surprised at 6th gear it's 2,000 RPMs at 60.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, but it's probably not a way overdriven gear.
This thing's got so much power in every gear, it doesn't even matter. I think its top speed's only 190 though, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, but it would. How many tracks would it actually make it that high?
It's probably Road America, maybe.
I don't. Did you watch that video of the Nürburgring?
Yeah.
That long stretch at that?
Yeah. Was he flat?
He got up to 163.
Really?
Yeah, or 173, I think. But did you see that when he comes, that last section of corners where he's coming out of 170 miles an hour, he's down to like 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd gear through all those turns?
Yeah.
That's incredible. That guy, I don't know who the hell that guy is.
Is he either factory test
I
driver?
wonder if he's one of the Camaro or Corvette drivers.
Oh, maybe. That would make sense.
You need a freaking Hans device just for yourself.
Yep.
Wow.
What overall, what do you think though?
I think it's too slow.
Yeah, right.
I would send it to Hennessy,
Yeah.
have them tune it up for me.
Tune it up, so you can spin through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th?
I'm sure you could do that with no problem in this car.
Yeah, probably. You light them up. I didn't even bother trying to light them up. It's so pointless.
I mean, you do every time you hit the gas.
Yeah.
This car would be a ball to drive on the track. I would love to do a side-by-side comparison of the GT350 and this.
I don't know. I know this would walk away from the GT350, but I really like the way the GT350's power band is.
You think this would? Or that would be?
This would annihilate the GT350.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said it the other way.
I like the way that the GT350 drives a little bit better because of the way that the power band is. It's more usable than this car is, and it's still fast. This would just, on a track, I can't imagine it would be at least like on a track by us 4 or 5 seconds faster.
This would be a handful.
But isn't that the whole fun of driving?
Yes. But, I mean, if you're driving your street car on the track, do you want that kind of a handful? I mean, this is a car you got to be very careful with.
Mm-hmm.
You can't push it to the limit. Well, you can, but a lot of people I don't think will be able to handle that.
That's why there's all the drive modes, the nerf modes to kind of protect certain people.
I went straight to track. I skipped all over that.
Well, that's because you're competent enough to do that.
What modes are there? What the fuck? God damn it. I have to push all these. I have to push a button with my foot. 2 buttons with my foot to start the car. What do we got for modes? Well, that's it?
Yeah. So if you go to track, then you can turn off the traction control,
Right.
which I'm pretty sure that the ELSD is doing something in that mode with traction control off, but I think you can go totally sideways.
Peter was saying the Corvette has like 6 or 7
It does.
modes.
The ZL1 has 7 modes. It has Sport 1, Sport 2.
Well, this doesn't need it. It's either you can't drive it or you can.
Good point.
I would love to drive this car on the track. This is my kind of car. Not those little 4-cylinder things like you like.
How does that work? Hi, my name is Doug. I'm with Tri Industries. We want to say thank you for taking time to watch the video. Hopefully you'll support our mission in employing people with disabilities, whether it be blind, veterans. We have a wide gamut here, and your donation will greatly help that cause. Again, thank you and good luck.
Some descriptions and explanations were just off the deep end. Cut scenes with Scott and Scott's drive of the Camaro. And one of the reasons why a lot of this stuff gets cut is if you saw the review, you realize at 40-something minutes, personally, I don't make videos that just are to length. Yeah, there's analytics. I'm farting.